Hi, it's Lynn from LynnieCDesigns, and today I'm going to come on to make a variation of this card. This was one of the cards that we made recently at my card class. This time I'm going to use a top folding base of Early Espresso. That's half a sheet of A4 cut at 10.5 lengthways and then scored at 14.9. So that's good. And then I've got two bits of Very Vanilla which measure 10 centimetres by 14.4, one for the outside, one for the inside. I've got another piece of Very Vanilla which is 7.2 by 10. So this is one of these sheets cut in half, and then I've got a scrap. So I'm just going to get on and do it. So I'm using some of the new shimmer paints. This is the Bright Copper, so I'm using that, and I've got a sponge dauber. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this card through with the Swirls and Curls embossing folder. Now when I use embossing folders, when they're really intricate like this, I use one of the stamping spritzers with a little bit of water to soften the cardstock a little, and I find that that stops it splitting, or because the pressure in my Big Shot is quite firm, I guess. So let me put you on hold and I will bring this back once I've put it through the Big Shot. So here we are with the cardstock, and what I'm going to do is just get a little bit of grid paper, and I want to apply the copper shimmer paint to this raised area. So give it a shake up. You can hear the ball in the container, and then what I do is I use this as a sort of a little inkwell. Dab off, otherwise it gets a little bit too globby, and with a very light pressure, and I am doing it very lightly, because you can always add a little bit more. You can't take it off. And I'm just going to go around the edge. You can do the whole thing, but you don't actually need to do the whole thing, because you're going to cover some of the central bit up. So I'm concentrating just on the edges, actually, me being my frugal self as usual. I think that that's going to go on there, so you can see you don't really need to do all of it. And if your inkwell runs out, give it another little shake. I'm going to take that off, because I've done it before and that's pinged all over my work surface. There we go. I did do this. I did this in class, and some of my ladies struggled a little bit because they were putting quite firm pressure on. You can see I didn't dab off that time, but it's fine. It doesn't matter if it goes in the background. In fact, it's quite nice. So there we are. I'm trying not to make this too lengthy, this video. So I'm happy with that. Let's just do another little bit up there. Perfect. So that's one way of using the shimmer paint. And I don't know if it shows up, but it really is gorgeous. It's all glittery. And then the other way is to add it directly to the stamp. Now I'm using the largest tree from the lovely As a Stamp set. Let me just take that off. Perfect. Yeah, move that. And again, let's take that off, shake it up so that there's some in the lid. It did get a little bit messy. And then tap that directly on the stamp. And you can see where it is, or if you've missed any. That is, I'm happy with that. Move that away. Roughly in the middle. Hopefully I've done that straight. This stamp set is a firm favourite of mine, and it's been in the catalogue since the very beginning. I actually bought my set from somebody when they were stopping being a demonstrator, so it'd been pre-loved. I think it's been in the catalogue since 2007 or maybe even before. And look at that, that is just gorgeous. So I'm going to leave it like that. On my earlier version, this is shaded spruce, and I actually put shaded spruce on the corner of the card, but this is, I'm changing this up very slightly. On this one I just put Merry Christmas from the Half Full stamp set in the centre, but this one I'm actually going to do sentiment for the front. So I've got one of the stamps from the Cookie Cutter Christmas stamp set, and I've just put on some post-it notes to cover up the words that I don't want. And I'm going to, again, use my dauber, and there's enough ink left on there to do just the Merry Christmas of this photopolymer stamp. Stamp that down. Fabulous. And then I'm going to use the classic label punch to punch that out. And that can go on there. So let me put the lid back on there. Get that out of the way. And then we shall just, I think this would be a really stunning card to give to anybody. A little bit more glue than normal, just because this is quite, because it's a detailed embossing folder I've used. I tend to put a little bit more glue on. Do that way. Try and get that in the centre. Try and use my block trick, and then I really like that. That's all you need, just a little bit of time there. And again, I could pop this up on dimensionals, I could layer it on some more early espresso, but I'm trying to keep my cards simple and not single layered, but so that they go into the post. It costs so much, the post in the UK. Pop that down there. Pop that on there. Perfect. And we'll get a little bit of glue on there. You could put some trees on the inside. I'm just going to keep it very simple today so that my video doesn't overrun. All the details for this will be on my blog. and there'll be a link in the description box below so that you can click over, and obviously there'll be links to my online shop. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, which should be around here somewhere, and I will see you again next week. Bye bye for now.